Hi, I'm Tracy Nolan from Hearing Life in New Bern, North Carolina, and this is the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I will be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. Today we are out of Studio E. If you've been watching the show, you know that Studio E is going under some renovations right now. So we went on location to Farmville. That's right, Farmville's right behind me here. We're going to spend the day in Farmville. We talked about it on the show about a week ago, but we figured let's get out and actually get outside, come visit Farmville. There's a lot of great restaurants in town, including Cafe Madeline, which we've been to for Down Eats before. We'll take a look over there. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So join us today on this adventure across the East that lands specifically in Farmville. I'm really excited about this. So we're gonna do our first stop here in just a second. Check this story out if you'd be so kind, and I'll be back here in a little bit, and you can join me here in Farmville. It'll be awesome.
Now downloading Down Eats.
My name's Colleen Starling, and I'm the owner-operator of Cafe Madeline Bakery and Wine in Farmville, North Carolina. I started all of this very young. I got into things in the kitchen, and I remember when there were big family dinners, I was fascinated that all my aunts would get together and put on their aprons and cook. So food to me became not just calories in, it became social, it became spiritually nourishing, and it became a bond between family members and friends. Then when I went to Europe for that summer, I was fascinated by all the fresh food that was used and the innovative things they used to season their food, and it was the most beautiful food I'd ever seen. When I came back, I was a different person. Shortly thereafter, I got married and tortured my husband with all kinds of food he wasn't used to. But, and now here I am today, many years later, and thrown into retirement when we moved to Farmville. I really needed something to do, and this town did not have a bakery. So the light bulb went on, there was a building available, and here I am today. At Cafe Madeline, our motto is relaxed, refined food. We do custom cakes, pastry, catering. We have wine, we do lunch. My personal favorite is simply the Parisian style butter croissant. You can't get any better than that. A good croissant is a very high art form of French pastry, laminated doughs being many, many, many layers of butter and dough, which lift in the oven. The outside is crisp, the inside has a little bit of tooth. It's just a beautiful pastry for many occasions. My relationship with Farmville is really beautiful. I have regulars in the community, but we draw people from far and wide. Last weekend we had a family of 5 from France who was transplanted to Greenville. I've had people from all over the world.
Watch your local WNCT 9 and Your Side news on our live stream on WNCT.com.
Hey kids, you could be on TV with Chief Meteorologist Jerry Jackson. Awesome, huh? If you want to be a weather kid, tell your parents to send an email to jjackson@WNCT.com, and we'll see you right here on WNCT 9 on Your Side.
What happens in the WNCT Digital Studio is online for you. Live afternoon news updates.
Continuing to track COVID-19 cases.
Don't forget the positive news with Feel Good Friday.
How about we break out some dance moves to kick off your weekend? Remember to see the good in each day.
And if you're looking for your next eatery, Digital Dining has you covered.
Tonight we're visiting Cucina La Mantilla. We visit Blend in Jacksonville. We're visiting La Cocina del Colqui.
These and more on WNCT Now under the live stream tab. What are online originals? Local stories.
City officials are celebrating the opening of the city's first marina.
Local documentaries.
In Kinston, North Carolina is G.I. Joe's Military Living History Museum.
Special features.
Meet Tarborough's tennis star, Miss B. Burnett.
behind the scenes,
I took a trip around Onslow County to learn more about its deep history.
everything you need at your fingertips. WNCT.com online originals.
Welcome back to the East Daily Download. Today we are on location. We have come to Farmville, historic Farmville. You know, Farmville gets its name primarily based on the fact that farming was the main source of revenue for this area back in the 1800s when it got going. But today, obviously farming is still important to Farmville, but they also have great restaurants now where you can get those farm ingredients on the table, such as Plank Road Steakhouse right here. We're standing in front actually, of this beautiful mural, and the steakhouse is inside behind that mural. So unfortunately it's noon and they are not open right now, so I cannot go in there and eat. But if you go to their Plank Road Steakhouse Instagram page, you can see some of their amazing looking food. It's on East Wilson here in the town. So when you get in, just go on East Wilson. It's across from the Piggly Wiggly. You can't miss it. So check out Plank Road Steakhouse if you're in the area. Mwah. I have been here, I have eaten here. It is amazing. It is awesome food. Okay, you know what? They've got a lot more than food here, although I feel like we're going to focus on food for the most part today because there's a lot of great restaurants in town here on Wilson Street. So you know what? Tell you what, I'm going to go towards another one of the restaurants. Why don't we check this story out? Be back here in a little bit on the East Daily Download.
Good afternoon, my name is Rachel Raspberry and I am the property manager for Meridian Park Apartments here in Greenville, North Carolina. Meridian Park is conventional housing. We have residents ranging in age from 21 to 97 is my oldest tenant here. He has been here for over 15 years. He is one of our grandparents here in the office. He comes and checks on us and we check on him. My role here at Meridian is property manager. I just maintain the property as well as our staff. We have been in Greenville for 26 years, so our property is 26 years old. We have recently began remodeling our apartments. We are really involved in our community. Our owner believes in giving back, so we do a lot of events here locally. We participate with Rocking Horse Ranch, Riley's Army. We also have a preferred employer program here at Meridian, and that is our way of giving back to the community as far as those who work here in Greenville. We want to make this place more comfortable, feel like home, as well as being a little more affordable. So our preferred employer program includes several different employers such as Pitt County School Systems, ECU, Pitt Community College, as well as Maine Pharma, Thermo Fisher. There's probably 20 that we do offer discounts to. So I do feel that our involvement in the community has given me a little bit of an insight on what exactly Greenville does stand for, the family nature of Greenville for those coming into town. I do feel like this is a very welcoming area. What I think separates Meridian Park from other communities here locally is the fact that we don't just have apartments. I feel that we are more of a community. I feel like your neighbors are truly neighbors, not just temporary in and out neighbors. Like, you're gonna know your neighbor here, just as we are going to know you as well. Here in the office, you can come in and I might not know your apartment number, but I know your name. And if I don't know your name, I know your apartment number. People tell us often we have the minds of elephants because we are able to recognize who you are as soon as you walk through the door, and I do think that makes a difference. So I would encourage anybody who is looking for a home to come by and visit. We would love to help you make this home, welcome you to our family, tour you of our property, and let you see for yourself why we have so much pride in our property.
Welcome to the Kelly Clarkson Show! This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
Are we 6 feet apart?
Let's just check it out.
Watch the Kelly Clarkson Show.
Woo!
Kelly Clarkson, weekdays at 3 on 9 on your side. online originals, local stories,
City officials are celebrating the opening of the city's first marina.
local documentaries,
In Kinston, North Carolina is G.I. Joe's Military Living History Museum.
special features,
Meet Tarborough's tennis star, Miss B. Burnett.
behind the scenes,
I took a trip around Onslow County to learn more about its deep history.
everything you need at your fingertips. WNCT.com online originals. We'll be right back with more local stories on the East Daily Download.
Hey, we are back here on the East Daily Download. Hope your day is off to a great start so far. Ours certainly is, because we're here on location in Farmville. If you get a little bit of time during the summer, have a beautiful day, come down and check out Farmville. There's a lot of great stuff, a lot of great restaurants in the area, and I happen to be parked in front of one right now, Cafe Madeline, here on East Wilson Street. It is a bakery, there's wine, there's lunch, and as Bryce just told me, there's great iced coffee. And we're big iced coffee fans. So I feel like, and you know what, it's open. That's even better. You just saw people walk out with baked goods, I believe. So you know, I think, why don't we check out this next story, just because. And I'll just sample this to make sure it's all, well, we know it's all good. But, and we'll probably play the down eats on this episode to showcase Cafe Madeline again, because we'll show the inside as well as the outside. We'll see you here in a little bit on the East Daily Download.
The Cannes Film Festival is underway in the south of France. It was canceled last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. This year, masks are required, but stars will be able to take them off for photos.
Is nothing sacred to you?
The musical film Annette, starring Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard, opens the festival. Tea Time will be a tad late. Focus Features has pushed back the release date of Downton Abbey 2 from this December to next March. The original Downton cast is back on the big screen, along with some new additions. Production is set to wrap in August.
Oh my God. I have 2 boyfriends.
Mindy Kaling's coming-of-age comedy Never Have I Ever returns to Netflix this month. It follows Davy, an Indian-American teenager dealing with the daily pressures of high school, home life, and romance drama. And now she's got competition.
What's up, I'm Manisa.
Season 2 starts streaming on July 15th. That's your IN Entertainment. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Besides walking away with a donut in hand, Sheriff Chip Hughes says he hopes people walk away with a sense of trust in his office.
Waiting for your change, sir?
This is the second time the sheriff's office hosted donuts with deputies. The first time happened before the pandemic about a year and a half ago. During the brief pause between the first event and the second one, Sheriff Chip Hughes says they've implemented community feedback. Hughes says even with some tensions in the national conversation between law enforcement and the community, maintaining transparency has been the key to keeping trust with his community.
We have done de-escalation training from day one. So a lot of these things we hear about training trends
throughout the United States. Most of that we've already put in place. And if we haven't, then we have implemented it now, so I'm a big believer in training. We cannot train too much.
The Craven County Sheriff's Office say they plan to continue these events now that pandemic restrictions are easing.
There you are, sir.
I have the full interview with the sheriff online at WNCT.com in the Online Originals tab. In Craven County, Victoria Holmes, 9 on your side.
What are online originals? Local stories.
City officials are celebrating the opening of the city's first marina.
Local documentaries.
In Kinston, North Carolina is G.I. Joe's Military Living History Museum.
Special features.
Meet Tarborough's tennis star, Miss B. Burnett.
Behind the scenes.
I took a trip around Onslow County to learn more about its deep history.
Everything you need at your fingertips. WNCT.com online originals. We'll be right back with more local stories on the East Daily Download.
Did you know that 1 in 5 adults experience hearing loss, but most people are waiting on an average of 7 to 10 years to seek treatment for it or do something about it? I'm joined by audiologist Tracy Nolan to really educate viewers at home on hearing loss and the processes you can take with that. Please, Tracy, thank you for being here today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. I'm Tracy Nolan. I'm an audiologist. I do diagnostic hearing testing, and I also fit hearing aids, which has been a delight for my career.
Okay, wow, and that's really important into what we're talking about today. So for people at home who might not be aware of the signs of hearing loss, how can you identify those?
When a person is talking about people are mumbling, when they're turning up the TV, when they sort of check out, you're at a situation, a social situation, especially a very noisy one, and they sort of check out, they can be just not hearing, and so it's so much work, they just stop working. The problem of untreated hearing loss is it's one of the #1 causes for dementia and Alzheimer's. So it's a very, very big deal, and it's something that needs to be looked into immediately.
When you identify it at home, you're noticing that kind of sounds like me. How do you get involved? How can you help?
All you have to do is call one of our Hearing Life offices, and I'm here in the New Bern office, and I'm here every day, and all the patient would need to do would be to call the office and make an appointment. Our company is very passionate, Hearing Life is very passionate about hearing loss and excellence in hearing care.
So could you talk to me about the process? What is a hearing assessment?
Sure, a hearing assessment would start with me talking to the patient about struggles that they're having with their hearing. That would be one of the first questions I'd ask them is, what are you noticing about your hearing? And I would do a case history. I would look into medical issues if they're having, but then I would look in their ears, make sure they're clear, and test them. Put them in the booth, which we have right here, and test them, which is basically pushing a button when you hear the tones. I'd have them repeat words for me as well. So.
That's a really, like you're saying, pain-free, easy process to really get going. From there, if people need more help with that, what's the next step?
Well, if I identify a hearing loss, then I'm going to explain that hearing loss to the patient. And I would put hearing aids on them to show them what they could expect from a hearing aid, and if in fact that does help them and it does alleviate their problem. The latest greatest in hearing aid technology is called the Oticon More. I actually have it right here. It's a rechargeable hearing aid. Comes in different colors, is worn behind the ear, and then a little tip is worn in the ear. They're virtually invisible. People just don't see them at all.
That's definitely high tech, like you said. I mean, the sleekness of that is not what you expect to see when you're thinking of hearing aids.
Exactly.
So it's definitely come a long way.
And as I tell my patients all the time, a hearing aid is far less noticeable than a hearing loss.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina. I'm Chris. This is On the Record. Today I got a little bit of a rare one for you. I don't know how many copies of this there are, but this is AJ and the Gigawatts. A friend of mine at the time of this album's pressing was working at GED Soul Records out of Nashville. And they were having a Kickstarter where different tiers of rewards would get you a different amount of records. And this is one of the records I got. Just takes me back to a certain era in my life, which is kind of fun, and really why I think a lot of people probably go through the trouble of listening to vinyl music sometimes. So, for On the Record, I'm Chris. We'll see you next time.
Well, that is going to wrap up this episode of the East Daily Download, coming to you again on location from Farmville. We're right now on South Main Street. And if you see the open sign, this is Dapper Dan's Art and Antique Gallery. I'm looking forward to going on here, looking for some pieces for the house. Check out Farmville if you're in the area. It's a nice day today. Come down when you can. It's in Pitt County, so if you're in the Pitt County area, stop by Farmville, check it out, have lunch, have dinner. So that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to head in here. I will talk to you tomorrow. You know what? We've had such a good time today. We might just be back here again tomorrow. We still have a lot of ground to cover, so we'll see you on the next episode of the East Daily Download. Have a great day, everybody.
Wednesday on the East Daily Download, Ariana will be here with the new farm report, and Angie will be here with her Q&A with AQ. That's Wednesday here on the East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.